That is a lot of pine needles. Yeah, I mean, I saw you when you came in, but I am getting the actual scope of what happened to you now. What were you up to? Oh, I don't think I've climbed a tree since I was like 18. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I've seen that tree. That tree actually looks really fun to climb. I'm gonna be honest. I've passed it when I've been on the way to your house before. Yeah, I mean, even though I don't climb trees anymore, I still look at trees and like the little kid in me is like, oh, that tree would be so cool to hang out in. You know, I never had a tree fort when I was a kid, and I really wanted one because I love trees. I'm kind of a hippie. Oh, these are falling everywhere. But we had trees that we could climb and we could sit very uncomfortably in them, and I would try to like go bring food up there and have a picnic, but you know, I'd be sitting on an uncomfortable branch for 20 minutes and I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm done. But it's been a really long time since I've tried to climb a tree. Oh, I bet if you got that high up, holy crap, you could have seen the whole neighborhood from there. That's rad. I feel like it's been quite a while. What have you been up to? Oh, that's really cool. You know, I had, I mean, you can tell me all about it in a minute, but I know that you know that I'm like not your most athletic or outdoorsy friend, but I am fascinated by those like long hikes that people go on. I had a friend maybe a decade ago who hiked the entire Pacific Crest Trail, like the one that starts in Arizona or New Mexico and goes all the way up to Washington. It took her the whole summer, and she did a blog about it. And the blog started like a couple weeks before she even went on the trail. Like, it's just like talking about the gear that she got and like what her weight limits were and her reasoning for it. It was just so cool. Like, I really admired her, and then hearing her tales of the trail were so interesting. But which trail did you decide to go on? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard that a lot of people do just like portions of that trail. Yeah, it was shorter. Well, I don't doubt that. I know you could, but I know physically you could definitely do the whole thing, but that your life obligations prevent you from being able to take 2 months off to hike a trail. Yeah. Well, that is super cool. What was your favorite thing you saw on the trail? Oh, that's so good. No freaking way. That must have been really freaking scary though, right? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, from a sizable distance, that's actually just cool. And honestly, you know, as a person who's lived in the Pacific Northwest all my life, bears aren't actually that scary. I mean, yeah, if you had come upon that bear and her cubs and like actually encroached on them, that would have been scary. But really, what really scares me is freaking cougars, man. I'm absolutely terrified of cougars. Oh, yeah, and they sound like screaming women. It's horrifying. Well, yeah, as a suburban dwelling indoorsy person, it's very unlikely that a cougar is going to end my life in any way. But they're like, so we went out to the middle of nowhere for our annual family vacation, and I could not stop being afraid of a cougar getting us the whole time. I think it's because I read a story about these runners that were just in a fairly urban area. I mean, it was a small forest area, I think, about it. And cougars, you know, they attack running things. As predatory animals are inclined to go after running things. And one of the guys got mauled, and the other guy goes back to save him. And then that guy that went back to save him starts getting mauled, and the other guy escapes and leaves him to die. Gruesome and horrible, and just the fact that a cougar would attack two guys. And I think it was in freaking broad daylight. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago that I read this, and I can't be sure it was real. But ever since then, every time I go anywhere that there might be cougars, I feel the need to refresh my cougar prevention rules. Because there's no cougar cure. Like, once a cougar is on you, you're screwed. Like, it's over, man. But an ounce of cougar prevention is worth a pound of cougar cure, as it were. Well, yeah, it's the same with all predatory animals. Pretty much make yourself big. Don't hunch over because you look little. Don't run. Yeah, I'm sure the way I go is very unlikely to be a cougar attack, but it doesn't stop me from being irrationally worried about it. When I was a kid, I was so sure that my house was going to catch fire and we were all going to die in a fire when I was a kid. When really I was, not that I was engaged in risky activities as a kid or anything, but there's far more common ways to die than a house fire. Absolutely magical. I just don't think I could make it. Like, I wish I could, but I'm just not that fit, even with really changing the way that I engage with my body. I take a lot better care of it than I did when I was younger, but climbing a whole mountain doesn't seem feasible for me. I mean, even if it's like a hike up instead of climbing it. I've definitely thought about it, especially when I was reading my friend's blog. I was thinking, well, I could do like a 7-day hike. Maybe I could probably handle that, but I'd get eaten by a cougar, I'm sure. Or like get hypothermia or something. Yeah. I think if you were the guide, I would feel safer. I mean, did you have someone with you? Were you doing it alone? Okay. Oh. That sounds actually like that'd be really fun. I've done a couple things with him, and he's just like a hoot to be around. I don't know if I could handle being with him for I don't think I could handle being with anyone for 2 months on a trail. I mean, what do you talk about? Oh, okay. So you don't have to talk the whole time. I would feel awkward if I didn't keep trying to make conversation. I was doing it this way because my vacuum is broken. So I didn't want it all over the floor. I guess we could have gone outside and brushed you off, but also it's kind of fun for me. We'll brush you out all nice when we're done. Oh, yes, that would definitely be the section I'd want to do, I think. I mean, we can plan for it, but not this summer. I'm already booked up with enough things this summer. I don't think I can work in I'm just dropping them everywhere. I don't think I can work in a week-long hike at this point. And if we wait till next summer, it gives me enough time to chicken out. I'm kidding. If it's something you really want to do when we start planning it, absolutely. We can do that. But I feel like it's been way more than 2 months since we hung out. What else has been going on? Because I don't think I heard from you like all of 2023. I mean, that's normal for adult friends. But oh, I know. We texted a couple times. But like, how's work? How's the family? Oh my god. Oh my god, really? Has it been that long? Oh, well. Oh, I guess he's the same age as mine. Yeah. Oh, he started driving. I've been having nightmares, literally nightmares. Just last night, I had this dream that I got in the car with him. And it was morning and it was dark out. And we were going to drive to school. And he's like, Mom, I can drive to school. And I was like, okay. But it's dark out and he doesn't turn the headlights on. And I'm like yelling at him to turn them on as he's driving, and he just keeps going faster and faster. I'm like, put the brake on. And we swerve out, like, what was it? We spin out. And he's like, I don't know how to turn the lights on. And I was like, you could have stopped the car. And I woke up just with adrenaline coursing through me and thinking, I don't want to teach my son to drive. I really, really don't. Yeah, I think I'll probably get him driver's ed. Well, and he pointed out to me wisely, because I made him very money conscious, being kind of a stingy mother. He said that because of how expensive it is to insure a teenager on your plan, that really him learning to take public transport for the next 2 years is the best way to go. That he can, for the next 2 years, go driving with me on his permit, occasionally, but that for he's trying to get an internship this summer, that he'll just learn to take the bus properly. So I was real proud of him, and really glad, because when I called the insurance company about putting him on, I was like, whoa, okay, we can't afford that. Oh, dang. On the first try, too. Oh, that's nice. Does she even have anything she can drive, though? Like, oh, yeah. I totally forgot about the Geo. I didn't realize you still had it, actually. I mean, I don't think it's going to last very long, though. Oh, that's cool. It gives them a real... Let me get these out. I think I can just use my hands for these ones. It gives them a real sense of autonomy. That's what I've really been trying to instill in mine. Is a feeling of empowerment, that he can do things on his own, that he doesn't need me, you know, to make decisions, to go places. And he's really, I can't believe how much he's grown up over the last while. It's so weird to go from doing everything for this little useless, helpless thing, and then it just starts to do everything for itself, and it doesn't really need you anymore. And I think it would be safe to say that I am starting the empty nesting a little bit. Yeah, he's very independent at this point. I make him a smoothie and a sandwich every day, and I give him rides, but otherwise he doesn't need me at all, which is absolutely how it should be. Like, that's what I wanted for him, right? I mean, obviously some of us want our kids to be around forever, and it's not like I'd mind if he was, but I never wanted to feel like he couldn't go out on his own, right? Not through any real fault of my parents, I don't think, didn't really have a sense of my own abilities. I just have never felt like I could do it on my own, and I've kind of come to terms with that about myself, that I'm a person that needs other people. I never want to live alone. I hope to have a partner again one day, because I just function better with a partner, and I'm more of kind of a follower. I like having somebody that knows what they're doing, and then I assist. I know. I've been told that. Might get told that by my therapist too, once they get to know me a little better. But I try to accept it as a part of myself, and maybe that's foolish, because that maybe doesn't have to be that way. But I also feel like it's a strength in me, because I lack ego, as it were. I really want, like, my pride comes in the people that I love and who I'm assisting, you know. When I was in relationships, all I ever talked about was that person, and all I ever talk about is my son, or something else cool that one of my siblings is doing, or I don't really care about what I'm doing. I want to help other people achieve what they want to do. And maybe that's because I don't have any direction. Do you feel like my therapist now? Yeah. Well, I'm kind of doing it now, doing my own thing. I wouldn't say that it suits me. Maybe. Oh, that's nice of you. I think I've made an absolute mess of your hair. I think we need to get it brushed right after this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to vacuum. I'll borrow it. I guess I'll have to broom. procedures after you've had a cell phone, like sperm suck vacuums. Where's that? Oh my god, you've been busy. Honestly, that sounds exhausting. Like, I'm proud of you and I'm happy for you, but no thank you. Oh, you know me. A- student. And how long, though, have you been doing that? Oh, okay. So it hasn't had enough time to wear you down yet. Gotcha. You smell like pine salt. A little bit. I think I got most of it, and we'll just brew the rest of it. Here, let me. It's not as many as I thought. Yeah, so this summer the reason I can't go hiking with you, I've got my family trip, and then I'm gonna be 40 this year. It's my 40th birthday, and my best friend is an amazing person, an amazing friend. And when I was in a sad spot after my breakup, I called her up and I said, I need something to look forward to. How do you feel about planning me a birthday week? I'll come fly out to you. Okay, I said, I'll give you some money so that you don't have to pay for it, but I want you to treat me. So I sent her some money so that she wouldn't have to buy anything. And she said, got it. And she's essentially planning me a week-long 40th birthday party. But it's not, she knows me. The whole thing's not going to be a party. It's probably mostly just going to be us hanging out, watching cool shows, and eating snacks I like. It's just mostly about somebody being really intentional for me. So I've got that. And then I work now. I have several jobs at this point. And although all of them are part-time, they all kind of add up to a lot more responsibility than I'm used to having. And I certainly could not just disappear without a computer for 7 days at this point. Yeah. Oh, hiccup, sorry. Yeah, I've been on a weird diet lately. Well, when I say weird diet, it's actually a very normal diet. It's eating healthier food and less of it. But as someone who's used to just living off of Triscuits, and mostly Triscuits, I feel like we were getting those Costco packs of Triscuits, and it's all I wanted to eat. Instead of meals, I would just eat a handful of Triscuits. When left to my own devices and I'm not being thoughtful, I make terrible food choices. And I don't know why, because I make good food for my son. Like, I make him a burrito every day, or a sandwich or a burrito. And the burrito is what I prefer making because I make a really healthy, like, vegetable and grain mix for most of it, and then turkey. And I make it for him, and it smells so good. And I think, why don't I make one of these for myself? And then I go eat a handful of Triscuits. for the last week and a half, I have not been doing that. I have been cooking for myself. And that's kind of one of the big, like one of the main gatekeepers for me, is that I don't cook for myself. I like to cook for other people sometimes, and I like knowing that my son is eating more healthy. But when it comes for me, I never make myself anything nice. And so that's kind of what this plan has been about, is having real food, not just eating snacks all the time like I love to do. Oh, I know. I know, you've been telling me that forever. Oh no, I never. I am never offended by people with good intentions. And I know your intentions. And I appreciate your advice. You know, you're a lot healthier than me. Sorry, your hair is just so lovely now that all the pine needles are out. I was thinking we should go to the park, and just, it's really beautiful today. Like, it's not too hot, and the sun is peeking behind the clouds occasionally, no rain in the forecast. I thought it'd be nice to just go for a walk. And we can catch up some more. You can talk more about yourself so you don't have to listen to me babble as much. Oh yeah, let's do that. So, full disclosure, I already watched it. I've already watched all 7 episodes, like including the one that just came out today. Yeah, you know, it's been a really long time since I saw the cartoon when I was a kid. I remember loving it. So I don't really remember about where it left off, but it definitely has the same vibe as the old cartoon did. But they're killing off characters left and right. So. Yeah, and one of my favorite characters, so I'm really bummed about that. By today's TV standards, I wouldn't call it groundbreaking or even good, because it moves really fast, but that's kind of part of the charm of it, is there's never a moment where nothing is happening. Like, that's something I kind of appreciate, is you gotta pay attention, because it's like plot point after plot point. Which I think was kind of how the old animated series was. Yeah, I think it's worth watching. I would happily watch it again. There's supposed to be 3 more episodes after this. Oh yeah. Yes, super corny. I heard that they got a lot of the same old voice actors, and honestly, the old voice actors were not great, but they give the show a very 90s-y feel, you know? Cartoons are so much different now than they were when I was a kid, and it definitely reminds me more of cartoons from my youth. And I always loved X-Men. When I was a kid, I remember running around in the backyard pretending I was Rogue. I don't know why I picked the most emo character. And I still feel like a kinship to her, but her character kind of annoys me now that I'm older. I'm all about the Beast now. Okay, yeah, we should get going, but I'm just fancying you up at this point. Okay, yeah, we'll get going. One more thing. There was one stuck right here that never came out.